Giving the Timberwolves another chance. In and out. Irvin Johnson with the offensive rebound. And finally, Kevin Garnett taps it in. Trenton Hassel given the outside shot by Camby. Comes up empty. And it winds up into the hands of the Timberwolves again. The three by Cassell. Sam Cassell hitting the three-point basket.
Garnett, he's been off balance on a couple of his shots, getting pushed around, but they don't call that in the playoffs.
Great block by Garnett. You look at the two teams that upset #1 seeds, the 2A teams. One of them, of course, the Denver Nuggets back in 1994. But you got to remember that was a best-of-5 series. Now we're best-of-7. Garnett on the turnaround. So Kevin Garnett, with nearly 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter, Dick Stockton, along with Steve Kerr and D. Lightham, and here's Wally Szczerbiak hitting the three. Wally Szczerbiak, who missed the first 53 games with a foot injury as the season wore on. And here's Doliak, blocked by Garnett.
Just gave up a good shooting percentage to Denver early on, but now that the shots aren't dropping, Timberwolves kind of taking over here.
Kevin Garnett with the turnaround.
The advantage Cassell has is he'll try to post up the smaller Earl Boykins.
Under 2 minutes to go in the first. And Doliak defending Garnett, but Garnett can do no wrong now. Kevin Garnett and a 19-4 run for Minnesota.
Troy Hudson is injured and not available for the playoffs. Derek Martin didn't play a whole lot. We'll see how effective he is.
Doliak tried to front Garnett and got burned in the process. And Kevin Garnett with 10 points after the slow start. 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Here's Sprewell. The three-pointer is missed. Irvin Johnson getting it to Garnett. And right now, the Timberwolves are going at will against the Nuggets on the offensive glass. How demoralizing must this be?
Boy, Dwayne Wade is really something.
And he wanted to take the last shot, too, as the rookie. A lot of people don't. And the basket will count. Kevin Garnett having a brilliant first half after a 1-for-5 start.
Block. He can finish around the hole.
You know, a lot of guys are coming out of high school right into the NBA, and he happens to be the model of all of them as far as his maturity. In fact, in New Orleans, the home teams have won handily because Sacramento pulled away at the end against Dallas. Garnett with the shot clock running down with a turnaround.
Are you kidding?
What a first half. What a performance for Kevin Garnett, 17.
Up and over Nene, fading away from about 20 feet. That's ridiculous.
Garnett setting the screen, Chris Anderson into the game. 5 on the shot clock, and a mismatch as Garnett guarded by Miller, and Garnett makes him pay.
I think they got a really favorable draw, and I think it'll come in handy because they can build some momentum and some confidence as they go through this.
How about the confidence of Kevin Garnett? 21 points in the turnover. Cassell for 3, hits it. 5 points in a matter of seconds. Talk about taking the air out of the Denver balloon. Game 1, best-of-7. Minnesota finishing the regular year with 9 straight wins. Here's Cassell, red hot. Sam Cassell now with 25 on 10 of 12 shooting. And the rebound taken down, Cassell.
Shoot it, Sam, shoot it.
Why not? Going behind, great backdoor. Garnett from Johnson. Pretty play all the way around. Cassell, Irvin Johnson, and Kevin Garnett with the basket, and a timeout called by Denver.
This looks like the #1 seed.
Of the best-of-7 opening round matchup between Minnesota, the #1 seed in the West, and Denver. And the Minnesota Timberwolves breaking this thing open in this third quarter with a great exhibition like that. Cassell from 3 and Garnett all over the place getting the basket. He has 25 points.
Around the basket.
That Cassell, who played with some great players, said that as far as Garnett is concerned, he's the second best player I've ever played with Hakeem Olajuwon being #1.
That's what MVP players do, Dick. They come up big in clutch situations, and sometimes it's just something like that, getting to the rim, getting fouled, stopping the momentum of the opposition.
Timberwolves in game 1, first 2 games here at the Target Center, and then the scene shifts to the Pepsi Center in Denver.
I think, you know, good teams have to understand where they're going to score in clutch situations. Carmelo Anthony did not touch the ball during those 2 possessions.
And Garnett coming back and getting the basket. So again, a 9-point lead, 30 points for Kevin Garnett.
He's just 19 years old. He's still got a lot to learn, but I know that Coach Buzdolik would love for him to take his time a little bit more tonight.
Kevin Garnett Kevin Garnett.
And that's the kind of shot that he needs to get early on. Get to the rim, be aggressive. Don't settle for that 20-foot shot early in the game.
Turnaround by Garnett over Nene. Johnson and Sprewell garnered. They accounted for 81 points. That's 20 more than they did in the regular season.
Well, again, the beauty of having 3 stars as Garnett knocks down the shot.
Finals while a member of the Miami Heat several years ago.
You know, Leonard is such a good shooter, Dick. Just 3 for 9 in game 1. So important to get him off early.
And Sprewell
show up in the game, but he might get about 30 points, and he's so important again for Denver.
Sprewell, a 3 and hits, and he had Leonard all over him. In fact, Leonard did not. The last 16 points for the Denver Nuggets. With the Orlando Magic, here's Derek Martin, who was rejected by the Denver Nuggets. Came to Minnesota. Sprewell with a 3. Anthony will inbound. Up in a quick short, and that'll do it. Playing a lot more solid, but still trailing the Timberwolves by 1, 28-27 after the first quarter of the second game of the best of 7. Along with Doliak, and here's Carmelo Anthony, and there's Boykins on the other side. He has a screen and a block by Garnett. Only 2 shots in that first quarter. Here is Zerbiak with contact, no foul called, and the follow by Kevin Garnett.
Let's take a look at Kevin Garnett. There's a screen set by Doliak. He still blocks the shot. That's incredible, jumping over the 6'10 Doliak.
40 on the clock in the first.
Well, I think Flip Saunders is probably happy right now, too, because he really got his bench involved in this game. Game 1, they didn't play much. Game 2, they've done well and given the starters a good rest.
Here's Hassel on the run, banks it in. Turnovers that have hurt Denver in this sequence.
Well, and finally, Mr. Hassel getting into the action. 8-point lead for Minnesota.
As the T-Wolves have turned up the heat, here is Garnett. And Irvin Johnson getting the offensive rebound. Sprewell for 3. And he hits another one. 5 for 5. Conference. But Minnesota wants to slip through this Denver team fast because they know that the Kings and the Mavericks are going to probably have a really big slugfest. And the block made by Kevin.
The playoffs, you're playing against great defensive teams, so everything changes.
How about Memphis averaging 96 points and going against San Antonio, barely getting 70. In the corner, that is field goal by Garnett, who has 10 points and a 15-point lead.
Doing a nice job of popping free under the hoop. Denver in pretty good shape here.
Well, when I gave those numbers before about Michael Jordan in the second game, as Garnett goes in and is fouled, the point was that he did other things.
Record in the Western Conference, we are the #1 seed. I don't want it to change at this point in the season.
Who would complain about that? To have 3 players like that. And Zerbiak coming off the bench and getting the lay-in on the fast break. But he hasn't played as much because they have used Sean Leonard and Andre Miller a lot more than they did in the opening game.
Well, Jeff Guzdolik talked about his players being situational guys as Garnett scores easily.
A couple of game 3s, the Nets and the Knicks, with New Jersey leading 2-0. And the Grizzlies come home for their first playoff game ever in Memphis as they go against the Spurs.
Here they were. This was it.
Garnett looking for Zerbiak, driving into the basket, gets the hoop and the foul. There's Zerbiak, and the bench coming into play once again. Zerbiak with 8.
Well, this is a play that Minnesota has run for years. They hit Garnett at the high post, then set a little back pick for Cassell.
Blocks when they need it, and that's why those clubs are maybe not talked about so much, but will be factors, you can be sure.
Well, in my mind, those are the 2 best players in the game right now by far.
Garnett.
In this case with Denver, because there's such a high-intensity team in terms of trying to get out in the fast break. So much easier to do that at home, especially in the high out.
Under 5 minutes remaining in the game. It's 83-65. Garnett with a pass to Irvin Johnson for the lay-in.
He's now 1 assist shy of a triple-double. So about the court vision of Garnett. Receives the pass, sees Nene helping off of Irvin Johnson. Finds his teammate for the. Still got Cassell, Sprewell, and Garnett on the floor. 15-point lead. Maybe he's watching the Milwaukee-Detroit game earlier.
And there is Garnett with the reverse lay-in. 20 points for Garnett, 21 rebounds, and 9 assists.
Guys, just unbelievable. Crowd chanting MVP. I think it's pretty much a foregone conclusion, isn't it?
Cassell. And an assist from Garnett, and he's got the triple-double. Kevin Garnett, his third career playoff triple-double. 22 rebounds and 20 points. His 10th assist. And Oliver Miller will come in to replace him in the hand. Third career playoff double for Kevin Garnett. And this is coming off a 30-point, 20-rebound effort in game number 1. If anyone ever put an exclamation point on the letters MVP, this man is doing it. The vote was in, of course, as you know, before the playoffs started.
Since Hassel gives up so much size and strength.
Miller picks up Sprewell. Garnett. An easy one down low for Kevin Garnett. Well,
Delic said, we got to make Sam Cassell turn his back, bringing the ball at the court. They've succeeded in that. Every game plan point has worked for Denver.
Garnett, beautiful post-up move from.
I like Nene, the guy who's head-to-head matched up, just 21 years old, the youngest of 3 children from San Carlos, Brazil. 2 hours measurable.
They both had great rookie seasons. Sprewell, that's a 3. Comes up short, but Garnett right there for the tip-in.
Cassell and Sprewell not getting it done.
Life's a little different here in Denver. The series was in Minnesota as Garnett knocks it down.
No shot blocking whatsoever from Minnesota. You guys are getting to the hoop with impunity.
They're not a big shot blocking team. There's good lead. See John Barry in the game. Their backup guards have been very instrumental in their success as Garnett knocks it down.
Exquisite basketball.
Leonard. Move from Leonard. Fans, LeBron James enjoying it. But the Nugget defense has been crucial as Serbiak knocks it down.
Keep pushing the ball. Keep it wide open. Sam Cassell is having a nightmare of an evening.
Hits the 3.
Out. Obviously, the Nuggets have done a lot more in the Timberwolves.
Garnett goes outside. Instead of Garnett with 12 points. Summer game track was the fast break points, and that's been the difference for Denver. That's where they play their best. They're not a great set-up half-court team as Trenton Hassel showing some offense. As much as $20 million this summer.
Well, they had that last year, too.
Garnett. But it's a different scenario.
You can't have a good career. Kevin Garnett was not Rookie of the Year. Damon Stoudemire was in his first season. Russell only played half the year playing in the Melbourne.
Bring that up. As far as
Franchise playoff history, I don't even think it's relevant because
this is a complete different team. Sprewell fouled and won. Camby with 5 of them.
They continue to outwork the Timberwolves. Dominating performance in the paint.
Sprewell, and remember if Garnett either fouled out or he was just finally taking him out because he had played a long tough.
head coach for Memphis before he...
The 7th Dutch player in history to ever play in the NBA.
Nice inside pivot. The points in the paint. Garnett draws the foul.
I can have a plate of food delivered to the table and enjoy a fun evening of NBA playoff basketball.
They're going to have to shake this one off. Good strong move from
the assumed net mantle. It has been off the playoffs ever since.
And verbal leadership. Garnett blocks it. That one looks still just 19. It'll be 20 next month. And his game got better as the season went on.
Asshole.
To open shots, and I think that's what Denver has to look at. If they can't get out onto the fast break, you've got to be able to penetrate, pick out for open jump shots.
Here's Latrell Sprewell hitting, and has reached 43%, and that's the one area where Garnett has not gotten on track and has played well after being ignored down the stretch, replacing Nene. 2 free throws by Garnett.
Have to do here tonight.
And Francisco Elson with an air ball. You can see a little bit of tension out here because even veteran players are throwing up air balls early. Here's Garnett, lays it in, the basket counts and a foul, and he back to their liking. And that's why rebounding is such a key figure in this one, as Garnett by the bigger man at the same time.
Well, he executed it well, though.
And here's Garnett getting free from Elson, and we're
really a post-up guy, and he can also guard Derek Martin out there.
Here's Carmelo Anthony, blocked by Garnett. Anthony again, blocked again, and Olowokandi in his first 7 shots.
So as we mentioned, Minnesota putting on the defense tonight. First the block by Garnett, Next one by Olowokandi, a third one by Olowokandi. And you can see his intent is to take over down low.
And Garnett
Very active and another good start for him. The other thing that Garnett has done here, Vic, is he's getting...
Of course, Michael Jordan would do it off the rebounding and the playmaking. Here's laying it in, and a Sprewell. And Garnett open for the shot and hitting. Nearly a minute and a half remaining. Garnett left open for the jumper, and it goes again. So, or the Detroit Pistons bad boys were a dull team.
Well, you're not dull if you win. That's just the way it is. Winning solves everything.
Getting the ball back, Garnett on the turnover, and he smashes it through. So Denver's biggest lead was 7. Cassell trapped with Garnett. Hassel left open. Leonard went over to Sprewell.
Sam Cassell getting to the foul line, hitting a few free throws to get himself going, and now Garnett.
The Wolves in scoring in any of the first 3 games.
That's going to change tonight.
Without question.
Points on the board, without the team running and fast breaking like they like to do.
Garnett hitting the
huge free throw advantage here, and that will probably increase in this quarter now.
Thought that would happen.
Well, again, that's how the great players do it. Get it done at the other end. Get yourself going defensively.
And Cassell with a 3 for his 20th point.
Well, they're doing what you have to do to win games on the road in the playoffs. They're finally taking care of the rebounding situation here in the third.
Minnesota going to the free throw line 15 times more than Denver. And defending Latrell Sprewell right here with plenty of time on the shot clock, under 5 minutes to go in the third. Kevin Garnett going in, blocked, and the call goaltending against Marcus Camby.
Hitting to the rim, and watch Camby come out of nowhere. Yeah, that ball is on a downward. Anything easy like they did in game 3.
Under 2 minutes to go, and if it weren't for the first half turnovers, Minnesota would have had a healthy lead there. And there is Garnett with a no-look pass to Trenton.
Carmelo to try to generate some offense.
Boykins going right around Hoiberg, and it's rejected out of bounds by Garnett. Maybe the Cassell on the switch, they double team him. One-on-one, Camby and Garnett. 4 on the clock. Garnett will fire away and hit. Kevin Garnett. Guarded by Nene. Oh, and it drops through. It did not go over the top. Marcus Camby's, Nene's 4th foul.
Look at that bounce off the top of the backboard. And when you hear coaches say, well, a bounce here, a bounce there, it's the difference in the game.
If they want to hang in there against Minnesota, Andre Miller with a fall away, misses, and Garnett has it. Now it's Leonard. Time running out, and that'll do it. And the Timberwolves hold on and win it, 84-82.
Down those 2 free throws as Steve Dabby immediately stepped in.
Garnett gives it right back. Boy, Sam Cassell's on fire.
He's coming out on fire.
Camby drives the lane and hands it right off to Garnett on the turn.
Are you going to guard him when he continues to move without the basketball? Look at Kevin Garnett doing a nice job also using his body.
Standing room only at Target Center in Minneapolis, where the Timberwolves went 31-10 in the regular season. Won the first 2 playoff games here. Johnson. Garnett's double teamed in the low block, and Cassell's open for 3. Got it. The lead by 7, but Denver has cut it as close as 1. Garnett has yet to score until now. Garnett's going to drive for this one and throw it home.
Together and brought that ball from St. Paul. Look at this move. Nice little up fake and oh my goodness, straight underarm for Nene. Oh my goodness. So you got to wipe a little orange off your face.
From floor cam, it comes right back.
Too much.
Yeah, you know you're out of control when Sprewell's your mediator.
Miss.
I know Camby's knocked down that top of the key jumper, but that time he's got to show KG the ball and go to the bucket.
Minnesota has another 3.
Tough shot. Got to move that basketball. You got to do it collectively as a group.
Garnett, Camby on him. In the paint. Tough shot. Minneapolis. First it was Cassell, then Sprewell. Now their MVP starting to take over.
Okay, back to you guys, Brad.
Nice for Melo to worry about our ratings.
Should have suited up and played then, Melo.
Would have been better tonight, wouldn't it? Hoiberg outside. The 92-93 years, so it's been over a decade since anybody put up that many double-doubles there. Garnett rips. Garnett off the inbound, finds himself open on the baseline. And his second quarter has been nothing short of brilliant. He had a quiet 4 in the first quarter. And then he started becoming the focal point for the Timberwolves, be it as a shooter or as an assist man. He's done everything. And he's done it inside, outside, in the paint. And he even posterized a few people en route. Didn't have a lot that he needed to say or thought he had to say because they were out here early, Dan.
They were out here awful early, and like you said, he must not have had much to say because they were cruising along in this game.
Cassell, a pick and roll, leaves Garnett open. He goes into Johnson, just what Sean was talking about.
Second half, he's got this team going a little bit with his mid-range jumpers.
Garnett off the feed from Sprewell. And
Got to make that foul count. No way you could just touch Kevin Garnett on his hip and allow him to go straight to the bucket.
4 rebounds. 3 points.
See a thunderous dunk.
There's a turnover, and now it's Bashan Leonard in the open court with Garnett on him, and he blocks it out of bounds.
Wasn't going to be good for Sean Leonard.
Yeah.
He would have been better just to stop and pop the 3 because you know the big ticket ain't letting him lay that one up.
Yeah, you're reading my mind. As soon as he caught that ball, I knew there's no way he's getting a shot. No way that.
Another look from floor cam of Kevin Garnett sending Bashan Leonard's shot into the crowd. Their Timberwolves for the first time in history can advance to round 2 of the playoffs. And necessarily a young Minnesota team, folks, when you talk about Sprewell, Cassell, and now.
I'd take him on my team anytime because he's a gamer.
I'd take him on the golf course too, unless I forgot about Billy being his brother-in-law. Garnett got them both.
They would have only gotten points from one person.
And now it's Hassel with a jump shot again. And that's still not what you want to live on for this team. You want to live on that.
Here on the shot, you're going to see Garnett. Couldn't see it. Push him in the back there right now. Get the tip to match, and Garnett picks it up and finishes it with the slam.
Do the daily double with the wild rice soup today, but I thought maybe you guys would take me out afterwards.
Might have to go.
And again, the chance of MVP as he hits both free throws. Garnett over Doliak, counting.
Kevin Garnett is before the game, which we showed you. Right now, he has been incredibly animated in the huddles, taking a leadership role.
Denver used to do real well in the regular season. They were a team that got to the line. They haven't been able to do that.
I mean, Cassell momentarily almost walked with it. Now it's Garnett with 5 on the shot clock. Kicks it out to Hoiberg for 3, and he got it!
On a mismatch with Hansel. That means Johnson's got Weber, and Garnett gets a screen from Hansel, hits his first. In this game, the Kings have led by 7. Minnesota has led by 2. Garnett triple teams, Sprewell in zone. The Timberwolves shooting 50%, 10 of 20.
Touching that ball in the block. Kevin, he's touched it almost every time down the floor.
Garnett hounded by 2 defenders with a chance to tie.
To see that with his team now. They used to be a terrific road team. They were not this year. Starting to play much better.
And it's Garnett fake by Christie, a wide open Cassell. And the rebound is snared by Kevin Garnett with the first 24-second shot clock. Sprewell for 3. Eyes in this game in a lead change, and here comes Garnett again, finding 2 and 3 Kings around him. 7%. It's Sprewell and KG, who has gone 5 of 13. Hoiberg for 3. They got a bigger guard on Cassell. Garnett to Trenton Hassel. Boy, has he been Bibby. Manson is out on Weber. Garnett in to meet him on the defense. Picked up with Garnett. A 2 by KG. And Garnett, 6 of 19. Cassell for 3.
They go to Garnett, again 6 of 21 in game 1. And he hits his first shot tonight.
You have to trust Sprewell guarding Bibby, putting more size.
Stojakovic misfires. Garnett with the block.
Individual go-to offense of Kevin Garnett.
Hassel with the offensive rebound. Sam Cassell finding Garnett.
Nuts. But that leads Minnesota to believe that they can get the job done in Sacramento.
Both were good road teams during the regular season. Sprewell for three.
Promo that did not include the Los Angeles Lakers tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern.
Every single playoff game thus far, and he's 7th in the entire league.
Know that you're a tough guy and you haven't missed games in the past, but are you sensitive to the criticism of people saying you should be playing?
Hurt and then go out there and play injured.
Bobby, thank you. We look forward to seeing you next Friday night. That's great news.
Thanks, man.
All right, back to you, Mike.
Jim, thank you. Sometimes they go at him right away with a second defender as soon as he touches. Sometimes they wait for him to put the ball on.
The problems that Kevin Garnett has is that when you come with guys like...
Almost went in. Trent with the offensive rebound.
Reset now. You got a full shot clock.
Garnett. Clock turned off. Final shot of the half for Minnesota. Garnett. That was too easy. Points, 5 rebounds for Kevin Garnett in the first half.
Will Hassel and Derek Martin on him because of the foul trouble for Sam Cassell.
Garnett draws the foul and one. Aggressive against what was an aggressive defense against him.
But the adjustment that he made at halftime, and this is what great players tend to lull themselves into, wait, and then they finally just try to beat too many guys.
Coming down by 8. Weber blocked by Garnett from league.
Nice kick ahead pass by Cassell. 2 games, a 7-game series at home.
Hassel, nice backdoor, and Garnett
clicked on it.
Stojakovic with the steal. Christie. Blocked by Garnett.
Off that guy, you're playing 4 against 5. How are you going to win in that scenario?
Cassell kicks it out. A lot of contact. Garnett knocks it down.
First MVP of the NBA. 10 years after they started.
As you talk about Garnett, first player in 29 years.
So poor in the transition defense. Perfect for Sacramento.
The double team on Garnett. Bibby hit Cassell, and Cassell knocks it down.
Minnesota.
Garnett during the regular season, 79% from the line.
Minnesota's going to have to improve on every aspect of the game, including stop fouling.
One performance. He's played well. 25 points, 10 boards, and 6. Tied in.
The fact that these 2 teams play 4 straight overtime games.
Mike Bibby, Doug Christie, Stojakovic, and Devon's on top against Irvin Johnson.
Whoa.
Blocked by Kevin Garnett. Here comes Latrell.
Sacramento trying to get the taste out of their mouth of that terrible finish of game 2.
After getting outscored 16-1 at the end of game 2, as Peja Stojakovic has it rejected by Garnett, who had 6 block shots in game 2. He has 2 block shots tonight. And here comes Garnett. Scoreless so far. Early in the game was going to tell a lot about the resiliency of the Kings and the belief in the Minnesota Timberwolves with Irvin Johnson getting a hook.
Well, Alice, they slowed him down the other night and was able to get a win. So you can see they've geared their defense to try to slow down Mike Bibby.
Bibby just assessed his first foul, and a nice spinning shot by Kevin Garnett coming off a 26-point performance. Game 1 when he had the early scoring lead. Makes a steal right there. Here comes the big ticket at the other end.
You don't want to give Kevin Garnett those kind of field goals. You want to make him work. Remember, Kevin, the first 2 games, Minnesota's made 9 more threes going into tonight. Then Sacramento gives them plus 27 in the first 2 games at the 3-point line.
And Olowokandi uncovered, puts it in. He's out there with Garnett. You don't know if they've been giving him that shot right around the top of the key all night long.
Well, he has the ability to step out and make that shot. That's Kevin McHale has to be very proud of the growth of this young man into being the MVP this year.
Kings free throw 7 of 9. Minnesota free throw 2 of 2. Kevin Garnett with Bibby covering. The mismatch was there, and Garnett exploits, and the Timberwolves by 2.
Well, just taking the open court, the guy's got 2 people back. He shakes the point guard, takes the ball behind his back.
He admits he is not in his offensive rhythm right now. Tonight, Kevin Garnett has gone 4 of 10 from the field.
But see, the thing about it is, I mean, he can beat you by getting 20 come against this team. I mean, he is a brilliant all-round player. He blocked 6 shots the other night. So he puts his team in a position to win in the fourth quarter. Make no bones about it. Without goals right now, can you imagine?
No, I can't. That is amazing. As Cassell slips it to the double team, Garnett, who looked one way and fed Urban Johnson the other. And Johnson now has
last night put on some kind of show with like 24 rebounds and 15 points. And without him, Larry Brown said Detroit would have lost by 50 last night.
It's Garnett with the double-double, 10 points and 10 rebounds against Divac, and count it for 2 and a foul on Vlade Divac, who has that look on his face.
I've always said, you know, Michael Jordan, one of the things he had those huge hands. He could hold that ball out in one hand, create space, and at the last moment go up and take that shot. You saw Garnett that time just hang in in the air with one hand.
Line and 19 of 21 in the series from the free throw line. Bibby casts the lever. Garnett got in there with the block. Here's Urban Johnson to Kevin Garnett with 13 points. Trenton Hassel has 10. Known for his defense, but he's been very offensive-minded in this series. Miller's in the game for Sacramento. It's Sprewell. Good fake on Stojakovic with a jab and a drop. Kevin Garnett. And the Timberwolves by 2. They've led by 8.
For 25 now for Stojakovic and Weber.
That's what they've been riding. Hoiberg, great screen by Wilson. Hoiberg knocks down his 4th. A disgusted kick. Couple minutes in game 2 to win it for Minnesota. Tonight, Sprewell has taken that place, and here comes Garnett.
Garnett becomes their point guard now with this team on the floor.
Sheds Miller, drives inside Kevin Garnett. And Minnesota's got their biggest lead of the series.
What they have brought to this team in the playoffs really has changed the whole face of this team, especially with Zerbiak being injured.
Absolutely, and Hoiberger's done a great job taking the place of Zerbiak, and Hoiberg's got the ball, and he's knocked in 4 threes tonight. Miller trying to dance with Garnett. And that's tough, because when Kevin kicks up his heels, baby, it is tough to dance the same Watusi down low.
Well, you know, the
Wolves, who have led by as many as 15 and trailed by as many as 5.
Now, normally if Cassell was in the game, they would go to him here. Let's see if they try to free up Garnett.
And here's Fred Hoiberg as Garnett trying to set his screen. Weber is on Kevin Garnett. Blows by him and glides in with ease.
That was easy.
Madsen, Hoiberg, Sprewell, and Garnett playing the point at 7 foot plus. And Weber is on Garnett. Will we give him any help here defensively? Nope. Kevin Garnett schools him inside.
Well, so much for Kevin Garnett not scoring only one basket.
And that, in turn, has given Minnesota unbelievable confidence just coming into this series. Knowing you can win, and probably the most difficult floor in the league as Garnett hits right there. 16 of 22. Kings are 23 of 29. And Garnett coolly drains it. 5 of 6, 25 points.
Point guard position. Back to take the lead.
But one thing that has really fallen for Minnesota, the number of free throw attempts. Here's Garnett, who is 6 of 7, now 7 of 8. It's for the T-Wolves.
This is Kevin Garnett. This is where, as the MVP, he's got to lead his team to a victory.
Got the lead and the ball in a difference of about 12 seconds. Game clock to shot clock. Who will take the shot with 3 to go? Garnett. Oh, what a shot by Kevin Garnett. And a timeout taken with the Timberwolves leading by 3.
His presence of mind when he caught that ball, Kevin.
The playoffs and all the talk about home court advantage as Garnett gets his first shot.
The ironic thing, floor, the ball's dead and out of bounds. Just bring the ball boy out real quick with the mop.
Hassel again left wide open, and Hassel continues to hit the open. Garnett steps back for 3. Kevin Garnett from downtown. And that's his first 3.
When he is aggressive on the offensive end, what can you do? Because he's the guy they normally leave open. As they're leaving Derek Martin open,
they used to. He's got 14 rebounds in the early third. Garnett, high speed to Urban Johnson. And Garnett with his 4th assist.
Game in franchise history.
Well, Bill, it isn't even the best players in the world can lose confidence. Nice feed from Garnett. Can lose confidence. Now some shots are starting to drop at both ends.
Kevin Garnett's got to close the gap between Weber and him.
huddle, and most of the fans are deciding to cooperate. That and the threat of being thrown out of here. Mike?
Kevin Garnett with a tip, Jim.
Defense here again by Sacramento.
Sprewell way short. Weber tips it, but right to Garnett. And Kevin Garnett able to knock it down. The lead back up to 9. Garnett. Hoiberg for 3. Fred Hoiberg from downtown.
A nice job keeping that ball alive.
Hoiberg looking, finding Garnett. Garnett spinning. Up shot, banks it in. 6-point game.
Mainly Sacramento capitalizing with that edge of their quality big men.
Sports Center coming up next. Sprewell finding Garnett. And a quick 2 points. That cuts it to 7. Sacramento with a 7-point lead, and they'll have the ball when we return. With a rebound, knocked away by Cassell. Hoiberg trying to draw a foul, knocks it down. And that's a 3 for Hoiberg. Makes it a 6-point game.
Sangaila. And here is Garnett. Madsen will come in then too. It's another steal. Here comes Hassel. And Sprewell. Shot clock at 5. Kevin Garnett way outside.
Mike Bibby misses the open shot.
Look at the hustle of Fred Hoiberg. Ramp it up a little bit.
Well, I don't care about our energy.
You should. Here's Garnett. Intercepted by Christie, and turnovers have killed the Timberwolves in this series. They're wrecking havoc tonight.
He's the only guy with any energy right now.
And the other way, Miller, Stojakovic. Garnett blocks the shot. Kings are 4 of 18 in the quarter.
So Kevin just got to shoot that ball right there.
Yep. Get it? Fine.
So that's where he's getting himself in trouble by dribbling in traffic. Now that time he...
Sprewell. Garnett, shot clock down to 6. Hoiberg with a nice move down the lane. Stojakovic, Weber, and Divac. And on top they've got Sprewell and Kevin Garnett, who is 3 of 7 over Divac, who has played in finals before, energizing the Timberwolves, and maybe Kevin Garnett in the second half.
Albeit with the turnovers, but he's doing a good job. We see a little post up over Cassell.
And Divac had a block by Kevin Garnett, his second block shot tonight, and keeps it alive. And it's Garnett.
Madsen said, why are you throwing me the ball out here?
Sprewell for 3. Latrell Sprewell with 27 points. And he works on Brian Miller. Kevin Garnett again with the miss. He is
hustled.
Sprewell. And Garnett with the fake on Flotty and maneuvering
that ball and dunk it behind his head.
The Kings are on a 7-0 run with Garnett feeling Miller right in back of him. It's Anthony Peeler. Kings have missed 9 consecutive shots. Kevin Garnett for the game. Here's Weber.
Sacramento going to find a way to score, or they get right back in the game. It's only for horrible.
Timberwolves have led by 11. The Kings have led by as many as 9. Sangaila on Garnett. Look at all the purple around Kevin. Hoiberg at 3. And a 3 of 10 shooting fourth quarter.
Well, 3 guys surround Kevin Garnett. That leaves Freddie. So the big 3 plus 13 tonight is averaging over 12 free throws a game. In the 2 losses he's taken.
Shot clock at 1. Rebound by Kevin Garnett, who's got 10 rebounds and 19 points. Little catch with Hoiberg, and Garnett goes sail.
Shots, he's running the floor. His defense on Weber. This is why he was the MVP, and this is why the pressure was on him tonight to get his team the 3rd win to go up. So when they go to Sacramento on Saturday, they'd like
20 of 27, Kings 15 of 15.
For Minnesota, which is a good sign. And when they keep their turnovers under 50.
Not an easy place to win, but Minnesota has found success in.
Hammer it back home. Garnett and his first shot drops to tie the game.
He's the one.
By average, McGrady won that, but more points and more rebounds than anybody in the league as Sprewell drops home a 3.
All the energy is with the Kings.
Sprewell out of the corner. Got it. 3-pointer for Latrell to make it 14-8. They're trying to wrap the series up and get ready to face the Lakers. If they can do that here today, they'd meet the Lakers in Minneapolis on Wednesday as Sprewell connects the three.
Excellent set by the Timberwolves coming out of a tie.
Again, they're hitting just 40%, and Sprewell another one, and that is the 6th three-pointer. He set it up for himself that time. Was able to get the three, and then Garnett gets the drop to make it 30-22.
Because the Timberwolves have never made it out of the first round until this year. But Al, this is the first year they were the favorite. Every year that the Timberwolves have been in the, he needs more energy.
Garnett from the baseline drops it home. 48-41 Sacramento. Ticking down to a minute. Kings hitting 61%. The Wolves at 45. Garnett, a little fall away is good.
See, every time the Kings make a run, I think the
looking for Garnett. Garnett then volleyballs it over to Sprewell. What a play.
It's a staple play that the Timberwolves have run for 5 years because Garnett can hold.
Pass from Garnett into the corner to Sprewell.
See, they're banking on the help. And whenever you throw it to Garnett, that guy in the corner helps. He flicks it to the helper's guy, and that guy.
Cassell with 5 fouls, 5th game in a row. He's had at least 5 fouls, and Garnett goes all the way in.
See, the Timberwolves are doing a good thing. They know that their offensive stack.
Serbiak all the way, too hard, but Garnett is there to jam it home and make it a 7-point differential.
How many layups or dunks have the Timberwolves have? I bet if their last...
Kevin Garnett has to clean the backboard tonight. 4 of his top 5 rebounding games of all time have come against the Sacramento Kings. 25 in one game this year.
Shot clock is at 8 for Garnett.
And I can tell you, for Kevin Garnett, that feels good. Remember in game 1 here, he was so amped up when he won the MVP shot. 6 of 21 with 6 turnovers. Sacramento won in here tonight. He knows he has to perform.
And Bibby's got to perform for Sacramento, but he turns it over right there. Here comes Garnett. Kings back on defense. Sam Fisher. Shooting 37% is Stojakovic in this series against Minnesota. The ball rotation to Hassel and across the lane and out to Kevin Garnett. Garnett looks sharp. He has started 2 of 3.
But I like
Weber, nice screen from Mike Bibby. Rebound by Sam Cassell. Sacramento is 2 of 10 shooting tonight. Garnett.
now Kevin shooting for Sacramento.
His shooting statistics aren't very good, Christie's, but his numbers, his production is. Hassel with the late away to Stojakovic. Christie intercepted by Kevin Garnett.
Times a game, only 3 in the losses, so he has got to be aggressive.
Foul to give for Minnesota. Great defense by Garnett. And that takes us to the end of the first quarter where the Timberwolves shot 43%. And Christie for 2. Stojakovic with an offensive rebound and a dish to Christie inside. Garnett knocking it away and finally taking it out of the air. A 4-on-1. And Sprewell can't catch up with the pass.
Well, Sprewell tried to do something before he caught the basketball. It looked like he was looking back. But look at Garnett. He just sort of bluffs at the shot block there. And then he goes up and catches the ball out of the air. Watch him go up.
And here is his 3rd attempt tonight at an all-access look on NBA TV. He's got to take more than 6 a game.
Well, be aggressive, go to the bat. He's so good at leaping away from contact. I believe the 8, you miss them both. But we talked about Kevin Garnett. I mean, having his fingerprints all over the game, and he's done that. He's made big shots. He's stepped out. He's led his team rebounding-wise.
Sal playing with the bad back, and Garnett held by Weber, no call made. Even Devos gave a little bump, and still no call, but the MVP's got 11.
Well, it's in the open court, 1 in the half-court game. So he's gotten off to a good start here after a slow first half.
He may have had some nervous energy to begin the game as Garnett puts up a beauty inside. And Minnesota is back up by 8. And Garnett with Divac and Stojakovic there.
It's a mismatch there. Vlade is going to try to keep his body in front of him, but normally one-on-one with Vlade. That's a no contest.
It's Bibby, 2 of 7, rejected by Kevin Garnett.
He was so disappointed in his game 1 effort here when he was 6 of 21, played out of character. Sacramento won the game, and tonight just working feverishly in that lane. The block shot. We saw the score, the offensive rebound, and this is what we showed in our open. This passion and this energy, that's what his team feeds off of. And they know he's their best player, and when he leads, they follow. Guys who held that together early in the season, they got off to a 9-10 start. And now he's leading their team.
With the point guard, Cassell, resting on the bench. Nice feed, Serbia to Garnett.
This guy's got energy. He's going to need it all to close this. Garnett a chance to rest now. He forced the Sacramento timeout, moving without the basketball, finding the open areas, a nice fadeaway jump shot. Rick Adelman, because of a slow start, has to call a timeout. This man now gets a much-deserved rest.
13 for the Wolves and 12 for the Kings. Turnovers tonight. And Kevin Garnett.
Why not?
It's a Sacramento turnover. 13 for the game.
Well, you can tell tired legs there. Got bumped a little bit and fell. That's a sign of fatigue. That's why that shot's not going in, contesting every shot. And his legs right now are recovering.
Garnett again.
His team, it's like a shot of adrenaline. He goes up strong, back-to-back baskets, the jump hook, the great extension. Kevin McHale would be proud of that one. That's a Kevin McHale jump hook.
With another offensive rebound, his 4th offensive rebound tonight. Garnett.
Great pass and a wonderful finish.
No true point guard on the floor for the Timberwolves. Christie and Bibby comprise those 2 positions for Sacramento.
Well, he just crossed over and left Chris Webber standing in his wake. Nobody on the weak side to help. Kevin Garnett has played 41 minutes, the little finger roll. And then the crossover. This is a guy now who's 6'13", he says. He's not 7'1". Crosses over, finishes at the basket. He has the last 10 Minnesota.
Factor of the game.
Be the X-Factor. I mean, 28 points, 17 rebounds. Made the last 10 points for Minnesota. Taking a team on his shoulders like an MVP should, but he's going to need some help, Kevin. He's expended a lot of energy. Still over 4 minutes to go. The great crossover, the finish. The lob pass, the wonderful hands, the jump hook. We've seen the whole package. We've seen him on the floor with the jump shot, the drives. A lot of time left in this game. But again, somebody else other than Kevin Garnett has got to be able to score here. Sam Cassell is caught once again winding down. He's going to get himself in trouble over dribbling.
Shot clock is down to 5. And Miller's got Garnett way outside. What a shot by Kevin Garnett!
Happy birthday.
How about this with just a couple seconds left on the shot clock?
Well, Sam Cassell dribbled out the whole clock. A line drive. That's one of those trolley wire threes. That's that flat.
And Kevin Garnett has taken the steal. And he stepped out of bounds because he was shoved, moving into the defense of Stojakovic.
45 minutes.
Garnett again. Christie sits high. Caught by Miller. Rejected by Garnett. Weber for the tie, and the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to the Western Conference Finals. Happy birthday, Kevin Garnett.
Kevin, I'll tell you how evenly balanced these two teams are. In the last 66 games that they've played going into tonight, they were 33 and 33 against each other. It goes down to a three-point shot by Weber to tie it. What a spectacular series. And look at KG. What a happy man. He and Latrell Sprewell.
The MVP and Latrell Sprewell are standing by with our Cheryl Miller.
KG, what a better way than to spend your 28th birthday advancing to the Western Conference. Describe what you're feeling right now.
I mean, it feels great to win, especially on my birthday. You know, 7 years I've been knocked out, and now we're going to the Western Conference Finals. And I feel pretty good.
Spree, you guys have been personally have been in Game 7s of this magnitude. How much did this team grow tonight?
I mean, our defense did it for us, no doubt about it. We didn't handle those situations as far as turning the ball over, but, you know, on the other end, we just, you know, stayed together and said, get stops, you know, taking care of us. It was his birthday. I mean, he stepped it up. That's why he's the MVP.
You know, at one time, Doug Collins didn't think that you had any energy left. You knocked down a three-pointer, you come up with a big steal. Where'd it come from? This is what you play all regular season for.
You know, my mom always tell me, sometimes heart just carries you through, and we're in no position to be tired. You know, we told Flip, hey, we was prepared to play 40 if we had to. Now it's time to focus on the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals.
You know, one thing that he said, the kid here said, before training camp, he just felt that this team was going to be special. Have you guys reached that point where you feel that this was a defining game for you guys?
I think definitely. This was a hard-fought game. Sacramento, I mean, they're an excellent team, and they move and cut, and they have excellent shooters. I mean, what can you say? We stuck together, though. Like I said, our defense did it and took care of us tonight. Sam got us off to a good start as well. So, I mean, with the injury that he has, you know, he toughed that out. So that's what it's all about.
All right, let me look at my watch. Big ticket. You don't have a lot of time to celebrate this win. That's your best. Absolutely. But talk about the matchup against the Lakers.
Very tough matchup. We know we got our hands full. We come in tomorrow, start prepared for that. But right now, we're going to just enjoy this. Everybody's going to try to get off their feet quick as possible and get ready for the Lakers tomorrow.
All right, congratulations, birthday boy.
I appreciate that.
All right, we'll send it back over to you, Kevin.
Went out very early after being called for a foul. Here's Garnett. Yes.
Anytime they can step him out on the floor. And the losses, less than 4. The other night, he did not get to the free throw line except twice. And that's when his aggression gave him 7 against Sacramento, the emotional toll. And he knows he has to be terrific today if his team is going to even this series.
Although at Candy's point of view, although he was severely outplayed, it was Clippers versus Lakers. Garnett with a nice turnaround.
Garnett gives it back. Garnett played now by Medvedenko. Here's Garnett. Yes, the foul.
Kevin Garnett made that shot falling away, but when he landed awkwardly on that ankle. He made the shot, but then afterwards he took some time out of bounds on the baseline, trying to get himself right once again. How badly he turned that ankle remains to be seen.
And there you see the matchup now, those two guys.
For the normal Laker guards, the starting guards never really went after Minnesota's guards.
Garnett. Kevin Garnett is their comeback.
Offensively, we got to get Shaq moving. We got to get the ball into him.
Phil? Looks like Quavo flips on this very
5 seconds. Good play by Malone. Garnett fires for 3. Yes! With 4/10 of a second remaining. In this third quarter, Kevin Garnett from downtown. T-Wolves with a 68-56 lead after 3.
This is how close it is. He almost lost it for a turnover. Instead, Malone slipped. He couldn't get up in time. Garnett drills the three-pointer. He loves it. The crowd loves it.
This is 1/4 of a second that the Lakers don't like.
Yes.
So this is where they need him to get down that post and go to work.
Garnett off a series of moves right in the face of Slava Medvedenko.
Medvedenko cannot play Garnett one-on-one. Why are you leaving him down there alone when you swarmed him in game 1 and he struggled so much to score?
Down to 2. Able to hit on that the runner. There's Garnett right back. Garnett stepping around Medvedenko.
Look, if you go back to the open remaining
in the fourth quarter.
You know, it's one thing to play with desperation, but you have to go with desperation. You have to throw some poise in there. Right now, Kevin Garnett is playing like an MVP.
The Lakers will take a timeout. Lakers cut it down to 12. An 8-2 run by Minnesota. Look at the crossover move by Garnett around Medvedenko.
He got a great little rest. He's come back with fresh legs, and he has that look in his eyes. We're going to L.A. 1-1.
Here's Garnett over Malone. Yes. A bounce-back performance for Kevin Garnett. 24 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. Garnett finding Hassel.
Not a bad 7-footer to wind up in the middle of the break.
Gets the pick from Garnett. Nice pass again from Garnett, and Irvin Johnson is able to score. Kevin Garnett at 6'11" and a half, or as he says, 6'13". Wally Szczerbiak checked in for the T-Wolves. Garnett goes to the step back and score. So the Timberwolves now lead 13.
The triangle offense that we had in games 1 and 2.
Garnett, Kevin Garnett with his second field goal.
And Derek Fisher continues to shoot lights out.
Crowd looking for a foul on the T-Wolves. Mark Matson has checked in for the first time. He is up front with Garnett and Sprewell. Here's Garnett. Yes, Kevin Garnett very active here in the first half. Getting minutes here tonight. Garnett with a show-the-ball maneuver. Oh, what a shot by Kevin Garnett. Game is tied at 30. Garnett spinning his way and slams it down. Malone felt that he was fouled.
I'm not sure if this is going to change as the game goes on, but right now, these officials are letting these guys play.
Not looking for the pass, and then saw it at the last instant. Szczerbiak draws the foul. It counts! And the foul on Fox.
That's why you have to try to get him out of that spot. He knows exactly where he is on the floor.
Oh, nice pass. Szczerbiak from Garnett. And Kevin Garnett with assist number 4. Minnesota only 2 of 14 from the field over the last 8.5 minutes.
So much a barometer of Minnesota is Garnett's free throw attempts and the wins. He shoots almost 10 a game, and the losses under 4. He has not gotten the whistle. He cannot fall into just being the jump shooter. He's got to continue to be aggressive as he was on this play. Maybe he'll start getting to the line, Mike.
Eric Martin opening at the point. Martin and Hassel in the backcourt. Here's Martin knocking down the three-pointer. So Derek Martin, 45. Sprewell. Good job by Hassel to keep it alive, and then Garnett with the tip. What a play by Kevin Garnett.
Just a great effort that time. He kept it alive and then wound up reaching over the top of Malone to stay. Whether it's a block, whether it's an offensive foul, you can decide that one.
Lakers with that 14th foul. Here is Garnett. Beautiful spin. And the Laker lead. Garnett, yes. Kevin Garnett comes right back with a gorgeous spin against Karl Malone. Lakers now lead 63-56.
This is the easy one.
Nice pass. Szczerbiak taking it from Garnett.
Yeah,
that's an excellent recreation.
Fourth quarter is underway as Kevin Garnett is able to knock it down, and the Lakers now lead 75-62.
Lakers' tendency is when they get a lead like this, they get a little lazy, a little comfortable, they let you back in the game. Minnesota's got to keep pecking away.
Lakers with a strong finish to the third, a 19-6 spurt. Serbiak, yes. 35%, he averaged 7 points. Lost his starting job to Gary Payton. And has handled it extremely well. Kevin Garnett once again. Lakers now lead 78-66.
So what's this, 5 possessions now? The Lakers haven't scored. Minnesota's had their opportunities.
Kevin Garnett able to bank it home. It's down to a 9-point LA lead. 13-point Laker lead. Serbiak for 3, yes. And Wally Serbiak.
For Minnesota. It would have been interesting because they just put Matson back in and took Hassel out. He would have had to guard Garnett down the street.
Garnett. Good job by Malone. Garnett had to give it up. Here's Hoiberg taking to the rim.
It's like Kevin Garnett works hard on every possession.
Now Hoiberg. Matson missed the tip. Garnett from 3-point territory. Yes. So Kevin Garnett from downtown. The Laker lead is now 7.
It's in the lane.
Garnett is fouled. Will he get the call? Yes, he does. They gave him the continuation. So Garnett will head to the line looking for a free.
The free throw line.
Garnett 3 of 4 at the line. In game 4. Pointer for Kobe Bryant. This is not the start Flip Saunders envisioned. Garnett. Nice move by Kevin Garnett. He beat Malone and Payton along the baseline.
He needs to face up and use his quickness.
The Lakers only shot 4 for 14. They had a real good opportunity to open this thing up to 12 or 15 points. Never could get it done in that first quarter because they went through that drought.
Garnett. Yes.
See, with Shaq out, they've gone to a small lineup. Really, they have.
Minnesota down by 1. Matson setting the screen for Sprewell. Dumps it off to Garnett. O'Neal was outside, was not in sight. Bryant. And Garnett sends it up. Garnett. Yes. Now that's what a point guard likes to do. You grab the rebound, you dribble at the length of the floor, and then hit the shot. Under 2 minutes remaining in the half. 3-point lead for the Lakers. Garnett again. And he's had a huge first half. 13 points, 11 rebounds.
In LA, the Lakers closed out court.
14-0 run. Minnesota 7 of 10 from the field. Garnett, yes, make it 8 of 11. 17 consecutive points.
You've seen Garnett. He's going to need him again before this game is over.
And Derek Martin goes series of 10-day contracts.
I think Flip was talking to him about a couple defensive coverages because when Malone got that layup, he sort of pointed and said, that's your rotation. You here tonight as Garnett drives to the basket.
13 foul called on the Lakers.
And that's a significant way of interpreting it. If they're going to do it that way, Malone's in trouble because he loves bellying up into Garnett.
Nice fake by Sprewell.
Sprewell know that Kobe likes to get off in the third and fourth quarter, so they trapped him that time, took the ball out of his hands.
17 unanswered points by the T-Wolves have provided Chris Lee. Now looking for a foul on Malone. Garnett on the follow. Minnesota with its biggest lead of the night. They lead by 11.
In 8 or 9, we can turn on the switch and win this game. Right now, Minnesota playing with a lot of confidence. We'll see if the Lakers can come from behind here tonight.
Here is Garnett off the crossover. It counts, and the foul away from the ball. The outside official, Jim
Bryant had done to them in the second half of the last 2 games, so they made adjustments. They decided that in the second half, and you see Hoiberg hit the jumper, going to his left.
The floor and guards the ball. Gary Payton doesn't guard the ball the way he used to. He used to get up the floor and pressure the basketball. Fisher can...
Hearing the cheers from this crowd, he's done an excellent job defensively on Kobe Bryant.
Well, it's going to be important now they keep that defense up. And Mike talked about it before. Sprewell and Garnett have 40 points. They need him to score.
Serbiak aggressively. Garnett love to put number 5 on Malone. Malone steps away, and Kevin Garnett has 25 points. 71-63 Minnesota. T-Wolves holding for a final shot of the quarter.
Remember now in game 2, Garnett hit a 3 with .4 on the clock. That was a big impetus of them going into the 4th period.
Serbiak. 4 4/10 seconds.
Another thing that's hurt LA tonight, their opportunities at the free throw line. The Lakers just 11 for 20 tonight at the foul line.
Sprewell for 3.
To make a push. This is where Minnesota has to dig in defensively right now.
And the Lakers are going to look back to a 6-point game, their ball possession, and they wind up not getting a shot at
first time that they have gone to the 90-point plateau in their last 9 games.
Line for 55, you throw in Serbiak 9, that's 64, and Hoiberg 14, that's 78. The 91 points make that
number 4, attacking much more aggressive.
They played every other day. Now they're going to have to go back and play a game.
Garnett met by Bryant. Hassel, yes.
You know, you talked about the
points, 19 rebounds for Garnett. He is now 0 for 4 for the field. He got it off on time, and then Garnett with the tip. The Laker lead is 5. Garnett, yes.
Working himself back into the game.
Oliver Miller. Shot clock down to 3. Garnett. Oh, what a move by Kevin Garnett. There's Sprewell for 3. Comes to Garnett. Kevin Garnett in the right spot. Quarter, the game tied at 58. Garnett. Yes. Good look by Kevin Garnett.
You know, the big shots when they needed them.
Garnett has to fire. Oh, scores! Kevin Garnett over Karl Malone. It's a 2-pointer. He had a foot
on the shot by Kevin Garnett to try and decide, was it a 2 or was it a 3? You can see right there his foot is clearly over the line, and that's where he takes off from. So a good call by the fifth.
Not letting him pick up his 5th here going into the period.
O'Neal picked up number 4 late in the first half. Kevin Garnett, who has come on a slow start.
And this crowd got all excited when Kareem Rush hit that 3. They really got into the game.
Here's Garnett. And the foul on O'Neal.
It's a big play here as Garnett goes to the basket, gets the bump. Little energizer there for Minnesota. It looked like
Malone and O'Neal. Just under 6 minutes remaining on the 4th. Sprewell. Strong move by Latrell Sprewell. 5. Karl Malone with 5. Kobe Bryant has played with 3 most of the way as Kevin Garnett.